All right, welcome back to another episode of the Palm Beach North podcast brought to you by Jupiter Medical Center. My name is Noel Martinez, and I am president and CEO of the Palm Beach North Chamber. And today, we're going to talk about tourism, right? Tourism is a really big deal for us here in Palm Beach County. Just in 2022, we had a record-breaking year. 9.1 million visitors visited our county. They spent over $6.5 billion with a B. The total economic impact of tourism in Palm Beach County is $9.7 billion. That's a lot of money. And today's guest is the new CEO of Discover the Palm Beaches, Milton Segarra. Discover the Palm Beaches is the official destination marketing organization charged with promoting Palm Beach County. Milton, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Noel. It's a privilege, a pleasure to be here with you and with your podcast viewers and listeners. So delighted to be here and talk about tourism.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right. You were just announced, it was just announced that you are the new CEO of the organization. How's the transition going? Tell me about it.
Oh, it's been perfect. You know, when you have the chance to follow in steps to a person like Jorge Pesquera, you know, that's a really tall order, you know. Jorge is one of the most important leaders and more emblematic and committed person I have ever met. And he is truly Mr. Tourism for this county. He put all his effort. He built up one of the best teams ever in this marketing and development business that we're in. And I'm privileged and honored to follow. And the good thing is that we're taking something which is great, and we're going to make it better. And that's the goal. And but the pillars that Jorge left as our leader in this space of tourism are, you know, legendary, and it's part of our responsibility to make sure that we protect and we grow that legacy.
So you talked a little bit about, you said legacy. You said words like legacy. Record-breaking year last year.
Yeah.
Is there any pressure coming into that role? I mean, you're coming in at the top.
Absolutely. But the thing is this, we have the infrastructure, we have the talent, we have the resources, and obviously we have the best destination ever.
We do.
To really, keep pushing and keep growing. And as a matter of fact, the numbers are trending. Just to give you an update, the 9.1 million visitors, most likely at the end of this year is going to be close to 9.5 million visitors.
That's amazing.
The $6.2 billion in direct expenditure will likely be touching $7 billion. And the overall economic impact across the board for the county most likely will be in excess of $10 billion. So we're talking about a serious impact, not only in the business component, but touching close to 100,000 residents of the county that works in the tourism industry. So this is a very important component of a phenomenal mix of industries that we have here in Palm Beach County.
So for the average person that doesn't know what Discover the Palm Beaches does, can you tell us in normal language, right?
Absolutely.
And dumb it down for us here.
We are a non-for-profit organization. We are professionals in the marketing and development of the tourism industry. And we have a contract with the county, Palm Beach County, to be the official marketing agency for tourism for this destination. Our daily goal is to make sure that we connect with millions of people around the globe and invite them to come here and spend a few days in one of our beautiful resorts or beautiful hotels that we have north and south of the county.
Why is, you touched on a little bit, economic impact is a big deal, right? Why is the tourism industry so vital to Palm Beach County's community?
Well, when you have the growth that we have seen, insurance, healthcare, finance, the traditional industries like agriculture, construction, and us, it brings a diverse mix of industries. And the most important part of the tourism industry is not only the economic impact that we bring to communities, but it's as well the quality of place that we bring. For example, if they're going to build a new hotel, you will see that the infrastructure will go through a process of enhancements. That facility, which mostly it's built for tourists, are going to be part of the places that that lives here will go and enjoy, from a restaurant to a hotel to an attraction to a venue. And that quality of place has an impact in the in quality of life of all of us here. So that's the beauty of our industry, that not only create jobs and bring people and promote our culture and our venues and the way we live, but also many of the companies that are now establishing here or are established, they came here first as a visitor
Oh yeah.
and they love it. So they, hey, honey, I was in this place. It was beautiful. I was in Jupiter. I was in Boca or Del Rey or Wellington. And you know what? We should move our business there. And by the way, we should live over there. So that's the type of implication that we bring as an industry to a community like this one.
So let's dig into these visitors a little bit. So where are all these people coming from?
We have, that's a very good question, Noel. Thank you so much. We have several key feeder markets, but mainly the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Boston, Philadelphia, a little bit more to the west, Chicago, our key, Washington, D.C., are key markets for us that are coming year round, but mainly over the winter season. But also a little bit to the south, we have the Atlanta region. And then we have some at the Texas border, Houston, Dallas, and then our own state. Florida is one of our main feeder markets, specifically Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa, a little bit of Jacksonville. So as you can see, people from all over the place, they like to come. And then when we're talking about international business, and with this I will wrap it up in terms of visitors, we have 6 main markets. Number 1 is Canada. Canada is by far our number 1 market. Number 2, UK, United Kingdom. The third one is Colombia and Brazil, and then we have Mexico and Germany. Those are the top markets for us in terms of visitation.
And why are they coming here? What are they telling you was the reason why they're coming here?
Well, we have this Palm Beach County and the collection of places that we have. We have this unique perspective about elevated experience. But it's available not only from a level of let's say, here in our region, the Jupiter Beach Resort, which is beautiful and all of that, all the way down to a very more perhaps limited services. But when you come and you visit the Palm Beaches all over here, north or the south, you will get this special treatment and feeling about the elegance and about the elevated experience that we can offer. And that is well known. Besides the fact being part of southern Florida, South Florida, with such powerhouse like Miami, like Fort Lauderdale, in which they have those phenomenal airports, Miami International and Fort Lauderdale International, as well as ours, PBI, provides an easy access to everything that we can offer as a destination.
So since coming on board and you've been on board, I mean, yeah, you were just named the CEO, but you were with the organization for about 1.5 years, right?
Pretty much, yes. As Chief Marketing Officer for pretty much a year.
So since you've been here, you've accelerated a wide range of promotional efforts, right? So what key elements do you believe contribute to successfully rebranding a destination like Palm Beach?
Well, number 1 is that we have a brand awareness that is second to none. If you do a very simple survey and approach, our name comes quite fast, top of mind awareness in our key markets. They've been exposed, they know about us. And number 2, Noel, is the fact that we are making a significant shift into how we are deploying our assets and our resources, specifically to more aggressive marketing technologies that are available. The digital positioning of the destination. And this doesn't mean we're abandoning traditional media, that it's important. But the way we are engaging with our visitors, it's on a digital platform, which is very different from ads that we expose them to social media efforts that we have. As a matter of fact, our social media efforts are award-winning efforts in the nation. We are, in many cases, if not the leader, top 3 in the nation in some of the categories. So as you can see, we've been able to really position not only the brand and solidify the emotional benefits of our brand, but as well engage on a digital basis with different audiences. And then the third component, having the benefit and the luxury of having one of the best sales teams in the nation help us tremendously, which they've been able to engage on a one-on-one basis with key meeting planners and different type of clients that, we make sure that the entire county stay front and center with everybody that we engage with.
So how do you measure success at Discover the Palm Beaches?
Excellent question. Different questions. Number one is the key performance indicators that you mentioned, like number of visitors and how much the rooms were sold every night, or the average length of the stay, or that type of things. But also, things that we're doing is we are connecting with our residents. And we need to make sure that our residents appreciate and they understand what we're doing. And we have the support of our local communities. Because at the end of the day, Noel, and this is the beauty about this business, is the fact that we invite them, we put the money, we create the campaigns, we go and touch different communication points and engagement points. But at the end of the day, it's your members of the chambers that will provide the service. They are the one receiving these visitors in their businesses, in their hotels, or restaurants or attractions. So that's that feedback from the locals, that we like tourism. We understand tourism impacts our quality of life. We understand tourism is a viable economic powerhouse for the county. That type of feedback is equally important in terms of KPIs or key performance indications as how much we sold a room last night.
So let's mix it up a little bit. Let's talk about community development, right? Or community engagement.
Absolutely.
Discover the Palm Beaches is more than just attract tourists, right? You are a community partner to many, many organizations here in Palm Beach County. So talk to me a little bit about how you partner with organizations to help further the mission of Discover the Palm Beaches.
First, we have a member-based organization, and we have an excellent number of vendors and partners in which we promote and provide opportunities for them to expose their services and products to clients and potential visitors that they will come. That's the first and easy way to do this. But the second one is, for example, this 2024, we're establishing a new program. It's called Certified Tourism Ambassadors. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that we provide an additional level of training to all the front office and the people that are in contact with our visitors. So we will be providing additional training, knowledge, information on how to sell and inform about the destination.
So give me examples of that. Like, what are you going to teach them?
Well, for example,
where to go to for some restaurants, or what to do outdoors.
Absolutely. Let's say a visitor's at the I don't know, right here in Riviera Beach at the Manatee
Lagoon.
Manatee Lagoon.
Yep.
So the people arrive there, visitors arrive. So that person that is working on the gift shop perhaps will be a certified tourism ambassador. And that person will be in a better position to exchange not only history and facts about the destination, but to make sure that they maximize their time by providing a good recommendation about where to go and eat, or where to go to the beach, or anything that they might be requesting for. So this is over and above the traditional training that many of our employers are giving, hotels and some others. But we want to make sure that at no cost to our members and those who will be providing this specific service.
So you touched on innovation earlier, and the landscape of tourism and destination marketing changes every single day.
By the minute.
By the minute, you would know that. So talk to me about some of those trends and what are we doing differently, or how are we staying ahead of that here in Palm Beach County?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about from artificial intelligence to regenerative intelligence. We can talk about generative AI, I should say, sustainability. We're talking about accessible tourism, because those are trends that are shifting the way, number one, travelers want to travel. Number two, visitors want to engage, and they're looking that the destination respond in the same way they are approaching and seeking for information. So from a more personalized and customized experience in our website, maximizing elements of artificial intelligence or generative AI, to a app that will be when they come and stay and are here in our destination, and how in real time they can maximize every single minute from where to park or to where to go, where I'm going to wait 1 hour waiting to go into a venue, or where I can go directly and no wait line in a restaurant. So different type of things that will enhance the quality of the visit of those particular 9.5 million visitors that we're expecting this year.
9.5. It's a big, big, big
It
number.
is. It is.
So you've had some experience in the hotel industry, and hospitality is big in our world, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, in everything we do, I think Palm Beach County is known for hospitality. So talk to me a little bit about how you foresee the evolution of hospitality here in Palm Beach County.
Right now, the number of rooms that we have in our county is close to 20,000 hotel rooms. So that's an important number. But you have to add most likely between 6 to 8,000 alternative accommodations, apartments that are for rental in different platforms, like
Airbnbs?
Airbnb and
Okay.
Vrbo, some others. So at the end, we have in every given night, we have most likely 28,000 rooms to sell. So you start doing the math. And normally you have 2 or 3 people per room. You start adding, and that's the type of things that we're looking. But in terms of the future, I think the question is not how much rooms we need. It's going to be what type of tourism we want to portray, and then decide what type of accommodations and facilities. Let me give you a very precise example. Downtown in West Palm Beach, right now there is an active process for an RFP for a second hotel at the Convention Center District. We decided, when I say we, the industry, the county, under the leadership of Emmanuel Perry and Ms. Baker as county administrator within the TDC, the Tourist Development Council, which we belong, as well as the Cultural Council, the Film and TV Commission, the Sports Commission, and some others, that we want to compete in the mid-tier size of convention centers in the nation. We have a beautiful convention center in downtown West Palm Beach, but we only have one hotel, which is great, which is the 400-room Hilton plus some other rooms nearby. But in order to be considered a top competitor in the mid-tier, meaning the size of the convention center, 300,000 to 500,000 square feet of meeting space, like we are here, we need at least 600 new rooms located in the vicinity, walking distance from the convention center. So in that particular example, yes, I can tell you, we need 600 more rooms at least to make sure that we can create a significant volume of committable rooms. So when groups wanted to come to the Palm Beaches, in this case, to the convention center, they will have the option of having most of the room block within walking distance of the convention center. In other instances, the surveys and how we estimate the number of rooms will be decided by what type of tourism we want to bring to the different communities, and that is something that I hope at some point we can discuss with a master planning exercise that we will have very soon, in which we hope not only the Palm Beach North component, but as well all the other part of the county will participate.
We'll talk about the master plan there for sure, because that was on my list of things that I want to talk to you about. But let's go back to some of the other markets, right? We compete with some huge markets, Miami, Orlando, Tampa. How do we compete with those big guys? Because I'm sure we don't have the budget that they have.
No, we don't have the budget, but we have something that perhaps you don't see in those beautiful destinations, by the way. Who can argue Miami is a beautiful destination? Florida as well, of course. Orlando, I mean, who doesn't like Orlando?
Yep.
But the beauty of this destination here is that when you come to the Palm Beaches, which is officially America's first resort destination, we can portray and we really bring an emotional benefit to our visitors. When you come here, and let me take you back to, and we have discussed this many, many times, as America's first resort destination, we owned not only the phrase, but the culture and the approach to live like that. When you drive in our avenues, it's like going into a resort. They look like as beautiful as. We dress like in a resort. We build our houses and our homes like a resort. We decorate those as a resort. We enjoy the nature and life like living in this beautiful resort. So it's part of our culture, and we really share and transmit that feeling, that emotional benefit of our brand to all the visitors that we have, which is the main difference, because we can create the sense of well-being and prosperity that in other destination it's so difficult because it's so much things to do and the rush and the traffic and this and that. And here, when you come to the Palm Beaches, you see the blend of experiences that it's so rare and so unique that when people come, the satisfaction level is so high and the repeat number of guests that we have is second to none.
It makes me smile because you feel it when you say that.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying, I feel it.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you're from here, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, 100%. So all that stuff doesn't happen by itself, right? You mentioned earlier, you've got an incredible team. So talk to me a little bit about your team. How big is your team? What is their different roles? What does it look like there at Discover the Palm Beaches?
Absolutely. One of the most incredible things that Jorge, in his enormous knowledge about this, was the fact that how important was to bring the best potential talent. And he did that. And I'm so grateful to have to work hand in hand with a phenomenal group of professionals. For example, in sales, we have one of the best, Miss Kelly Cabers. She is the chief sales officer. By the way, she's a resident of Palm Beach North. Mm-hmm. And Kelly, she has won pretty much all the awards this year as a distinguished leader in the groups and conventions business. She is leading a team of dedicated professionals. We have sales team members, not only here, but as well deployed in cities like New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., key business centers that are a special feeder market for us for groups and conventions. We have representation in places like Mexico, Colombia, Germany, UK, Canada. That team is led by Kelly. In terms of marketing, we have a phenomenal constellation of stars, young professionals from the county, from here, product from FSU or UF, or FAU, universities from our region that are bringing this talent, and they're vested with us. Our Vice President of Marketing, Erica Constantine, a true young professional from, actually, she lives here in Jupiter. And so as I can tell you, that's the type of thing. And then we have senior members like Evan Lomratz, our Chief Financial Officer, and also in charge of the community engagement in conjunction with Heather Andrews, one of our associate vice president, that are leading teams that are so committed. And the total number of 53 members that we are very clear about every single day, come in, day out, to make sure they do their best to represent properly and in an honor, in a different way, what we are here in America's first resource destination.
So you know what, we've got to talk about the pandemic, right? Because I think the pandemic has really affected us as a county. I mean, it hurt us, and it was like a punch in the gut when we were going through it, but we rebounded tremendously after the pandemic. Correct. I mean, tremendously. What are we doing to ensure that we don't get punched in the gut again next time something happens?
Well, first, yes, you're absolutely right. From a business perspective, the decision that was taken to maintain our tourism market open paid off tremendously, because when the rest of the world, in particular the U.S., our nation, our residents here, decided, hey, I really want to travel. I need to get out of home. Very few options were open, and Florida was open. So we really, that pent-up demand, we maximized that tremendously for the last 24 months or so. Yep. We lived a phenomenal growth. Now that things are a little bit more, evenly spread, and every destination it's in their top shape, and everybody's open, no restrictions, all of that. So we're seeing some people are referring to Florida fatigue. I understand that concept, but what I think is that the rest of the world open up, and obviously now, if you have been here 2 or 3 times in the last 2 years, you might say, you know what, we've been there for a couple of times.
I'm going to go check something else out.
Yeah. Let me go to Europe, which is so shipped right now. So that's the type of thing that we are facing right now. But the experience in terms of logistic, and this is about your question about what could happen in the future, what we learn about making more with less. Number two, really maximize every single dollar in with a very clear return on investment and where to put that money so we can get visitors. The learning curve was extremely positive. The collaboration, the needs of the consumers, and from a business standpoint of view, Noel, I think that was the most important lesson learned in this process is that at the end of the day, people, the consumers, they said, I really want to save money for those services that I can buy here or there, but I'm going to spare some significant, important money from my savings or my investment because I really want to travel.
Yep.
I want to spend with my family. I want to go to different places. I want to have quality time. And travel became a top priority in the priority list of most of Americans, and it was a result of the pandemic, of being at home for a year or more. So that's a big lesson on how travel it's became a need rather than an option for many of us.
All right, let's talk about the future. That was the past. Now let's talk about the future, right? Discover the Palm Beaches always has all kinds of great things that they're working on. I always hear all your great stories. Maybe this is a good time to talk about the tourism master plan. What do you think? Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. First, the master plan will change the way we see and approach tourism. But also, in a quick comment, we're also launching this winter, December, a refresh new campaign. And every time we have done that, Noel, we have seen a spike in growth in visitation. So we're hoping we have put a lot of hours into this, and I'm sure everybody will be very proud to see how we are portraying the experiences of the Palm Beaches.
Do you want to unveil it here? Or you want to give a little
we can do that, but
clue?
if I do that, Erica, our VP of marketing, will kill me. But I can tell you that we had a very extensive recently. We did the photo shoot of the campaign, and we spent a few days here in Palm Beach North, and you'll see some of the beautiful places that we have in the north part of the county reflected in the campaign, as well as the other places from West Palm Beach and Boca and Wellington, and some of the other places in the campaign. But in terms of the master plan, that will lead the way and the conversation about where do we want to go. I mean, questions that are important to us as a community, as a business, and as an industry. How much do we want to grow the business? Do we need to double the size of our industry to be considered successful? Are we going to be able to spread the tourism into underserved communities? Will that be sustainable? I mean, are we going to be capable of having a truly sustainable and accessible tourism practices in our county? Things that are not related just with the brand or the number of visitors. Things that will make us think about how do we want to evolve. Do we want to grow and we want to have 20 million visitors a year? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. But that's a question for all of us, for the public policy making officials, to the residents, to the owners of the experience. Everybody should participate and voice out what you think should be the future of tourism for the county.
How would they be able to give their input?
Yeah, we are in the final process through a RFP that it's been led by the county, Palm Beach County. We're very close to select the company that will be the facilitator, the consultant. And as part of the specific request was to tell us how you're going to engage with the locals and how you're going to get those feedback. And we have dozens of town hall meetings, one-on-ones, surveys, focus groups that we're going to be, once we select the company, we'll be announcing. But this is going to be a process, Noel, that is going to take a year, maybe a year and a half. Mm-hmm. So time is going to be there. Opportunities for all of us to share your views, your visions, your complaints, your concerns will be there. So that's what we need to really craft an effective master plan.
Okay, let's step away from the business side for a moment here. And I want our listeners to get to know a little bit about you. Right? You are a Palm Beach North resident. You're a neighbor of mine. You live like
Jupiter,
2 minutes away from me in Jupiter. So I've got to ride my bike over there, bring the golf cart by and pick you up, right? So we could go grab a cocktail in Abacoa or something. But talk to us a little bit about your background. Where were you born? Tell me a little bit about your family.
Thank you very much. Sure.
Yeah.
I was born in Puerto Rico, and my family has been in this business for our entire. There's nothing else. I mean, I was born in a hotel, and my family, my sister, my brother, all of us, we work. My wife used to work in the tourism business. My daughter, she used to work for hotels. So it's been part of our, DNA. So having said that, I've been privileged to work for different hotel companies like Hilton, Hyatt, Sands Hotels and Casinos. I had the honor and privilege to, when I was living in Puerto Rico, to be the director of tourism for my country, for Puerto Rico, and the Secretary of Commerce. And that gave me a different perspective about not only tourism, but the other industries that are important and how we can coexist. And then I had the privilege to be the president and CEO of the same organization that I'm doing here, but in Puerto Rico. Then we moved here to the States. I had a great 5 years in coastal Mississippi, where I pretty much developed the concept on the destination marketing organization, and then it was here. It was a phenomenal opportunity. I had 2 different offers in different places, more the South and then the East Coast, but we wanted to come here. My family and I, we wanted to live here, and when the opportunity came across, it was like, this is the message. We're so thankful. We pray for that, and here we are.
Well, I think we're lucky to have you here, and I'm excited to have you here. And I don't blame you. Like, this sounds so much better than Southern Mississippi. Was it Mississippi?
In Mississippi.
Right, come on. They didn't hold a candle to Palm Beach County, please.
No, nothing to compare. But I have to tell you, I had great friends, and they have quite a robust tourism industry over there as well, and very dedicated a group of professionals as well. But certainly, this is a worldwide destination. Nothing to compare with many, many more. This is a world-class destination.
Well, I'm a little biased. Don't forget. You know what I do for a living.
That's the way it should be.
So you've been able to travel all over the world.
Yeah.
You've been very fortunate to spend the times in a lot of different places, and we all have that place that's very, very special to us. So Milton, what's that place for you?
I have 3 places that I will never change. The first one is Old San Juan in Puerto Rico.
Oh, I love that city.
That's something.
So much history.
Yes.
The food, the people, the dancing. I love it.
For some reason, New York as a city, it's a place that my wife and I and our kids and grandkids, we love to go there, and we feel special. And beach destination for us are key. For my wife and I, my wife Liana and I, the perfect vacation is just to go to a nice beach and spend the day at the beach and do very simple things. And certainly from international travel, Spain for us, it's a destination that we love, and we go as much as possible. So in a nutshell, those are some of the areas that we prefer.
I love it. So we all have mentors, or someone that's really made a positive influence you on your life. Who is that? You?
Well, I do have, but I'd like to do a very specific distinction on that. I have some role models, my mom and my dad, which they love me tremendously, and I know they gave everything for me. Mentors, yes, a lot of people that has helped me tremendously, that I have helped. And I'm trying to pay it forward by trying to share everything I have learned through good and bad to new talent that are here. So I can mention names, most likely not familiar to the market, but mainly in the sports and hotel business. I have been able to really be in help, and I can thank them enough for the wisdom, for the patience that they had with me, and that's what I'm trying to emulate with other people and with my kids. So that's the most important thing.
Love it. And outside of work, right? Outside of Discover the Palm Beaches or tourism, like, what is something that you are really passionate about?
My bicycle. I love that tremendously.
Please say mofongo. We talked about that earlier today.
Mofongo and tequila as well. And but you know what? I've been blessed with my life, with the family I have, with what we've been able to develop, and every single time we're so thankful to understand that sometimes the more simple things will get to your heart faster and easier, and really bring some joy to your life that you can share. And we have learned to really spend time together. My family, my wife, my kids. We have 3 kids. Our son, he's a lawyer and he lives in Washington D.C. My other daughter, she just moved here. By the way, they used to live in Dayton, Ohio, and her husband is a physician and now he works here. And then we have our 17-year-old daughter that she is senior in Cardinal Newman, and we have 3 grandkids. So that's our legacy, and that's what makes us happy.
So you get to go to a lot of really cool events. You're at a lot of grand openings and ribbon cuttings and fancy hotels and fancy parties. What's the toughest part of your job? All that's good stuff, but what's like the toughest part of your job?
You know, when you have such a different mix of people, aspirations, is how you try to come to a place in which what you're presenting will be positive to all the different type of members that you have, all the different type of partners that you have. And in the last few years, mainly because of COVID, what it was worse was to knowing that you were needing, and it was so important to keep some talent in your organizations. The fact that you lay off or you simply couldn't afford some of your talent, that was an experience that I don't want to go through that again, because it was in a difficult time, knowing that it was needed, but you couldn't have it because the economy was to a point in which all the budgets, the revenue, all of that, everything stopped. So that's been an eyesore, in how things that I don't like.
Oh, we had to do that at the chamber. Like we went through that, and by far, that was one of the toughest times in my career.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. Hate it. So I know what mine is, right? But we all have these little hidden gems here in Palm Beach County that we're really proud of. So what do you believe is a hidden gem in Palm Beach County in that it really deserves more attention?
Wow. We've been here 14 months now.
You're still new.
I swear to you that every single weekend we're driving through a place we've never been before. That we're going through, and we have created this tour. When you have family and friends, we go, oh, come here, stay at home. And then we'll take them to Jupiter and Juno Beach. And then we'll drive by the Palm Beach Garden Mall, and then all the way down and go to Singer Island, and then West Palm Beach. Let's go by the breakers, let's continue A1A. Let's get to the beautiful Boca Raton. And then let me show you how beautiful is Wellington and all of that. And every single time we'll learn so much. But the good thing is that in every single, and this is the amazing part. And for me, and I mean, I don't know, maybe cliche or you name it, this guy is crazy. But for me, is that no matter where we go, this feeling about well-being and prosperity is something that is unique to us. And that is something that not many destinations can say, that we can portray in such a sincere and very dramatic way, those benefits that turns those experiences into aspirations, not only to us that we live here, but to visitors. And I think that's a phenomenal contribution that we have in the life of potential visitors, that they come here with certain expectations, and when they go back home, they want to do and achieve more because they were inspired in the 2 days they were here, because what they saw, they experienced for a while the way we live and the way we become community. So, and that's the power of the brand that very few can say that.
So I've got to start to wrap things up here a little bit. So I've got one last question for you. And what would you say to someone that's considering a visit or even relocating to Palm Beach County? what's one piece of advice that you would give them to truly experience that we're talking about?
Jose, you're late. Hurry up to start with. but just come to the destination and allow the destination to have an impact on you. Just feel those emotions. Drive by Lake Worth. Go to Worth Avenue and see that. Go to Jupiter and spend one afternoon at Love Street and have great food over there and look at that beautiful lighthouse. Go to Juno Beach, to the pier, and spend a good afternoon, a good Sunday there. And go to Dog Beach, and you'll see how life is beautiful. And I can do that in the South, but you have to allow the magic of the destination to touch you. And once you do that, you will stay here.
I love it. Feel those emotions. I love that. You said that a few times today. So I really, really, really like that. Anything you want to close with? Anything you want the public to know about Discover the Palm Beaches in Palm Beach County?
Well, again, we are part of a robust organization and approach and way to develop. We partner with not only tourism partners, we partner as well with cultural partners and sports and film and sustainable organizations, and we partner with governments from the cities to the county. We partner with chambers of commerce like you, organizations that are in charge of promoting and developing a more robust economic development. So we're part of that mix. We're part of that conversation. We're very proud, and we hope we can continue doing that for the benefit of all of us that we live here in this beautiful place.
Well, Milton, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. You were great. I learned a lot today. I know our listeners learned a lot today, but really appreciate it. We are really lucky to have you.
It's my pleasure. It's my honor.
Yeah, very, very, very excited to have you. And I'm excited about the future and being able to get to work with you a lot on a lot of these projects. So
we'll do it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So another big thank you to Discover the Palm Beaches for being here today. Also a special thank you to Jupiter Medical Center. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to make this podcast happen. Our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, follow, share it. We want everybody to know about all the great things going on in Palm Beach North. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.